Good evening, folks, and welcome to Dark Rose Podcast episode 15. Hope everyone is doing well. I have a featured guest over here. Her name is DJ Chelli. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
Good to see you.
You too.
First of all,
We're good. I need my stuff.
That's the preview. But how's everything with you?
Fabulous. Like
Fabulous.
always.
Yeah.
Busy.
I was going to say, because I know you've been busy.
Yes.
It was funny, too, because we were supposed to actually book this, like, January.
Yeah, when was the first one? Was it January?
It was,
like a Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to be on a Tuesday. So basically, I had the vid, which I apologize. So we had to delay
That was the second
podcast.
time.
Was that the second time?
First time, it was a Monday and I had to go to work. I think it was something like that. I got called into work for something.
I think it was the second time. Because the first...
And then the second time you had COVID.
I think it's the other way.
Maybe it might be the other way.
Yeah, because I remember... You know how I remember? I'll tell you why. Because I remember it was my birthday. Like, when I first got the symptoms.
Okay.
And then...
Oh, that's right!
Yeah, and
that's right.
Then I think mid-February, late February, I think you reached out. You were like, hey, I just found out, like, I'm booked with all this stuff. So let's reschedule it to March 13th. Okay. And here we are. We finally did it. We finally did it. But otherwise, because I know I wanted to get to know more about your lifestyle as a DJ. Because I feel like DJs always have like these unique like lifestyles, are always busy all the time. And also like,
True.
You know, you've been passionate with DJing for quite some time, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about like the origin. Like, where did that start from, to be honest? Because I think were you doing it when we were back in high school?
Yeah. I mean, I started when I was 14.
14?
Yes, because my father owns his own company, and he's had it since the 80s, very successful. And then me and my sisters, I have 3 older sisters, I'm the 4th, and only 2 of the older ones DJ. So the one sister has nothing to do with it. But then there's the 2 older ones. They don't DJ anymore, but they used to. Jessie was the busiest one. She was one of the first female DJs. And she DJ'd in Morristown. So when the Grasshopper first opened, I think they've been open for 15 years now or something.
Wait, really? I thought it was longer.
Yeah,
15?
I mean...
Holy shit. I thought it was going to be like 30 years.
Maybe it is longer than that. Because I remember they had their 10-year. But my sister was the first DJ to be there.
Oh, okay.
And that was when Morristown was like up and coming.
Yeah.
And it was, oh my God, that place was wild. It was
Yeah.
wild.
It's still popping nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, I know I was in Morristown actually on Saturday just because like...
Oh, were you at Parade Day?
Yeah, I was at
Where'd
Parade
you
Day.
go?
I actually... let me explain. Okay. So basically, we had like a big squad. So we actually had a pregame brunch hosted by one of our friends who lived in Morristown.
Okay.
So everything was like walkable at the green. You know what I mean? And then obviously we all got pretty lit, and then we were gonna go to the bars. Actually, most of them did, and then me and like 3 of my other close friends, we kind of split to sushi and taco. We went
went with you.
Yeah, we went restaurant hopping the whole time. We didn't even go to any bars. Like,
I mean, I'm not a crowd person. I like being behind the scenes, and Parade Day's just too busy.
That's crazy, especially the fact as a DJ you're in front of the crowd.
Yeah, I talked to someone the other day. I was saying that they were talking about some club or whatever, and it's always so packed there. I don't remember what club, but I was like, oh, I'd rather be behind the scenes than in it. And he's like, really? I thought as a DJ you'd want to be in the party. I'm like, no. I hate being bumped. I never liked it. I like to have fun, and I like to I talk a lot. So I'd rather go somewhere for conversation than eat. I love to eat, and I'd rather just eat.
Right?
And
food
party.
You can never go wrong with food.
No.
Food is always a phenomenal, like after, I'll get like a food coma and itis, but was it worth it? Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd rather eat. So I probably would have went with you for sushi.
Right?
I was actually craving it on Saturday because I DJ'd Grasshopper for Parade Day.
You were there?
Yeah.
Oh my,
you should have.
We should have gone.
I didn't even think about that. Should have just texted
we were
me.
literally thinking about going there actually.
Should have. It's an Irish pub. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, because it was a $10 cover charge. From what I remember, we walked past it. We were thinking about going, but we ended up going to Nom.
Oh, I was supposed to DJ there too.
Wait, what? They actually do like a bar, like a DJ.
Yeah, so I do their brunches on Sundays, but so I was supposed to DJ yesterday from 12 to 4, but since parade day was Saturday, they called me to switch it to Saturday, but I was already at the Grasshopper. So I was like, I can't, it's kind of conflict of interest anyway, so I was like, well, I'm already kind of dedicated to the Grasshopper.
To the Hopper, yeah. We would have bumped into each other then.
I know, we were like, hey, I'll see you Monday.
Holy crap. Yeah, because we were going to go to, everybody went to Homestead.
That's the place to be.
Have you DJed there?
I have, during COVID, yes.
Oh, during the...
Yeah, it was me and Jason. He does the DJs there, and it was just me and him for COVID.
Gotcha.
And then after COVID, I got super busy, so...
Don't blame it. How is, what's it called? What are, like, the techniques that you do when you DJ? Like, just, because I always feel like, as a DJ... Again, I'm clueless. I don't know shit about DJing, but you're here, so I need your knowledge.
Yes.
As a DJ, sometimes I feel like you have to kind of be strategic depending on what crowd you get.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Right? Like what techniques do you do to kind of keep the crowd intact to focus on the music? You know what I mean?
It's kind of like a science. So you have to know what to play, when to play it. So you're not, if you say your set is a 9 to 1, you're not going to play I Want to Dance with Somebody at 9 o'clock.
Right.
Or
that's a good song, by the way.
Exactly.
Whitney Houston.
But that's more a drunk end of the night kind of song. Or it just depends on the place, like how the place is or what the crowd is. So if it's everybody's partying during the day and they're already drunk and the place is packed by 9 o'clock, if they have DJs beforehand, maybe you could play it. But it's not. It's more of like an end of the night kind of thing. So,
end of the night? Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I mean it's just a science. Like you have to know, and you have to read the room too. That's like when people are like, "Oh, what's next on your playlist?" I hate that question because it's never a set playlist ever.
Right.
You can't play the same thing. Everywhere is different.
I've seen that. I think which bar was it? Was probably Laundromat.
Okay.
They played. I forgot what song they played. I think it was probably like All the Small Things.
Okay.
They played it twice. Like
that's another thing.
Yeah,
too.
They played it like at then one point at like I don't know like 10:30, and then they replayed the song again. And I don't worry because like I wasn't like that gone. Like I was pretty much like yeah I'm good. But then I heard the song and I'm like, why are they playing like the same song again? Like they should like do like you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't do that either. Like it depends. The only acceptable I said that right.
You have passed.
Thank
Congratulations.
You. Way to double play a song is at a bar if you're there for like 8 hours.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Right, and it's a long time. And I mean, we have so much music, but that's the only way. Like parade day starts at 8 or 10 a.m. and you're there till 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
So that's the only time you can play a song. And plus there's all different DJs, so you don't know what the DJ played earlier.
Right.
And those same people aren't there. So that's the only time you could double play a song. There's so much music out there. That's why when people come up and they're like, can you play this? And you're like, I played it already. And they're like, you could play it again. It's like, no, I can't play it again. That's not how this works.
That's it. Now that I think about it, just from your perspective, I can see why that could be annoying.
It is annoying. There's so many annoying, especially the birthdays. Like one time, it was at the Grasshopper. It was years ago. It was packed. I think it was a Saturday. And that place is 3 floors.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
And I see this girl in the crowd, okay? I see her coming up the stairs, literally pushing people out of her way, right? Pushing. I'm like, she's coming right for me. I know it. So she comes to me. She grabs, that thing in front of the DJ booth. She grabs it.
Oh, like the blockade thing, right?
Yes, it's called a facade. So she grabs it, and she's like, excuse me. And I'm like, here we go. So I took my headphone off. I'm like, yes, can I help you? And she's like, it's my friend's birthday, and the owner said you have to stop playing this music and sing happy birthday to her. I said, oh, yeah? And she's like, yeah. I said, what's his name? And she's like, I said, that's what I thought. Tell your friend I said happy birthday. And I put my headphone back on. You should have seen her face. She was so pissed. That's what people do because they think they have their claws in you. And it's like, no, I'm not. This isn't a personal party. This is a bar.
It's a bar. It's literally like
you're not paying me.
Yeah, it's a general like. Yeah. Everybody's like not knowing each other. You just go into a bar.
It's annoying. And this whole Bad Bunny thing now. is so annoying. It's so annoying because it's not even, they don't even want to hear it. They just think it's cool to ask for Bad Bunny. And his music is great.
It's fire, right?
And people like to dance to it, but they don't even dance to it. Like they just like, it's just there. They're just there, and like that's the thing. They think it's cool to ask because it's all over TikTok, like with the phones when they say Bad Bunny. It's just annoying to us. It's so annoying because we'll play it and they don't even know it. And you're like, you just think it's cool to ask. Yeah.
And you've been dealing with this since you were 14.
Yeah. Oh, and I got super sidetracked. I'm sorry.
No. You're good. Like, I got into it. No, but it makes sense though because it's like just the lifestyle it is. Like there's going to be pros and cons to it. Like there's going to be like...
Yeah, every job has
Every job has. Exactly.
Every job has it. It's just... I think I've done it... I've been doing this for so long because I started so young.
Yeah.
And... it's just you see everything. Like I've seen my dad deal with it for years, for everything. Like there's so many stories. Every DJ has stories.
Is that like where you got like the inspiration of a DJ from, like your father? And
yeah, I think so. I mean, he's been doing it his whole life, and he made, like I said, a very successful business out of it. Now it's me and him. So me and him, we run it together.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
It's great. It's really great. We're really busy, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But he just, I don't know, like growing up I didn't have friends. Like I had my older sisters, which we all get along. It's just you're the youngest sister, so they're going out with their friends and they don't want their little sister coming with them, you know. So I used to just be home and I'm like, I want to go out, I want to do things, you know. I'm watching That's So Raven and I'm like,
good show, by the way.
Best show. I still watch it. It makes me laugh, man. Whenever I'm sad I watch it. I instantly feel better. But I used to just sit home and like I was like, I want to go out. So my dad would DJ in New York, and I'm like, can I come with you? He goes, you want to come? I'm like, yeah. So how cool. Like you're 14 going to the city with your father, and I'm like, this is great. And I'd just be at the club and he'd be DJing and I'd be watching all the people.
The origin comes in.
I just loved it. I'm a nightlife person, always was. I hated waking up for school. I hated school. And just being with him at night was so cool. And then I remember just like watching him and wanting to learn, and he'd be like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, can you hit play? I'm like, what? And I'd be like, this is so cool. And like I press play and I'm like, I'm a DJ now, you know. And I'm like, this is so cool. But I loved it. But I love it. The way he taught all of us was the right way. Instead of just throwing us saying, oh, this is what you play, no, he made us name all the wires, roll them over and over and over again. He made us carry all the equipment. I think because he didn't want to do it. That was like his excuse. But he said to us, no one will ever be there to help you. You have to figure it out on your own.
Oh, absolutely.
So if anything ever broke, we have to figure it out. Because he's like, I won't always be here. If I'm at a wedding and you're at a wedding, you can't call me. I can't figure it out for you. You're going to have to do it. And he was right. And I'm really happy he taught me that way, because
that's good.
Now I know everything.
How long is like just setting up? Like,
it depends. It depends. Like a wedding, say it's ceremony, cocktail, reception. That's, you know, all three. Yeah. And I usually do everything by myself. I never have any help. So like, you think I have to load the car, and then I have to get there. So say the ceremony starts at 5. Okay, I have to get there for 1 o'clock.
Yeah, just prepping ahead of time.
Yeah, and you have to prep beforehand, getting all the music. You have to call the clients. You have to make sure everything's right. Paperwork. I don't mind. I love it. Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
It's just you know, like just you.
The whole day is shot.
The whole day is gonna be shot for you because that's why you're always busy all the time. You know what I mean? Because you're always. I always feel like, and is that like that's like a full-time thing that you do? Yeah, because just setting up alone is already a start, and once you're done. And then you have
still got to pack it all
up and put it in the car.
And that's another 3 hours. I mean, it's funny because, like, say I do a wedding at the Venetian, right? I'm alone. I bring the speakers in, the subs, I set everything up, I tape everything down. Then I got to go change. And, like, then when I'm packing up, I'll see the other DJs coming in. They got, like, a group of 10 dudes. And I'm like, I did this by myself. And you got 10 guys coming in here?
Damn.
I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm like, how... I don't know. I'm like, that's nuts.
No, honestly, that's more. I get like good for him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, good for him.
Great, that's great. I wish I could have the help. Yeah. No one wants to ever help, so that's why I'm like, I'm just gonna have to do it myself.
Yeah. Well, honestly, at least like you have the knowledge to do it by yourself. So like when you have the knowledge to do it by yourself, and then you actually, let's say somebody actually was like, oh, like I'll help you out, you know what I mean?
Right.
You actually can tell them like, all right, from this order, do this, this. I'll take care of it. It makes life easier in a way, but honestly, just having that knowledge, just experience-wise, it'll help you big time.
It's also hard. Right. Yeah, he is right. It's also hard too when I would love the help. Like I really would. Like for somebody to come with me, I work for different companies, so the other companies will hire someone to come with me, and it really makes a big difference. But it's only good if they know what they're doing. It's hard when they don't, because then it takes longer to pack up and set up, because you're trying to explain to them how to do it, which is fine, because eventually if you do have a roadie over and over again, they'll learn. And they get to know how to roll the wires, where everything goes, how to put it away a certain way. But if they don't, it's just longer to help explain.
Because it stops what you're doing to pack up or set up, and then you're helping them, and then you have to go back to your thing. So you have to actually find like a specific that actually has a knowledge of doing it.
Yeah, and kids they don't want to work. Like when I used to work with my dad, I used to love to go. Like a Saturday night, what am I doing? He's DJing a wedding. I'm like, I'll go. I would love to dress up.
After my show with That's So Raven, I'll dress up.
Yeah, exactly. And I loved it, but I just feel like nobody has that passion that I did. Like
that's the thing.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I love to work, and just like I'll find a kid and they'll bail on me. I'm like, come on, because they want to go out, and I don't blame them. I mean, you want to go out, hang out with your friends. I would have plans with my friends, and I'd be like, sorry, I gotta work. Like I'd rather work.
But that's the beauty of it, because I always say this, like I think I said this like multiple times, even on my previous like podcast. I feel like sometimes like you have to kind of ditch your friends to do like something that you love doing.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it, the outcome is you get more success, you get more cha-ching, and at the same time too, like you're gaining experience.
Yeah.
You're gaining like the passion and the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll suck because sometimes there's gonna be days where you probably didn't do well that day. I'm pretty sure you had experience where you probably like messed up like a few times. Actually, do you have any examples where you like messed up on a DJ set?
No. I think it's the only thing would be hard was during COVID when all the weddings got postponed, and then it was a wedding like every day. And to do them alone and to do them for different companies. So say I would have a wedding like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But every day was a different company.
God.
So my paperwork, I had to buy a folder and put it all into individual stuff and paperwork, but it was really hard because like I said, I'm alone. I don't have the help. So to call the clients, and then that's when it got difficult, and I was really stressing because I brought the wrong paperwork one day to the wrong wedding. Oof. I think that was the only time I really messed up, and I was like, I don't know what their first dance was. I was like freaking out, but you can never let the client know, ever. Like if anything ever goes wrong, never let them know.
So how did you like go about it? Like what was your backup?
My backup plan was usually I'll like email it to myself, the paperwork.
Smart.
But there was no internet that day, so I was like, all right, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I'm like thinking of like troubleshooting a way to figure it out. So I went up to the client. And I was like, all right, guys, I just want to go over the paperwork before we start. Just quickly, okay, what was your first dance? Okay, right. What was your parent dances? Right, okay, cool. So I played it off, like, double checking.
Sheesh.
And then I was like, okay, all right. And
it's
I did it
finesse, ladies and gentlemen.
So you gotta, like, schmooze them, but not let them, like, oh my God, I lost my paperwork, And I've never done that ever again. I mean, one time I forgot my laptop.
Oh my God.
That was also during a COVID time. So it was a lot of stress. And then I vowed to myself from that point to never do 2 weddings in a row. Ever.
That's a lot. That already itself sounds like 40 hours. Like
people don't realize how much stress. Like I love it. I do love it.
That's what keeps you going though.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But when it's all these different weddings or parties, like I at that end of that year, I said to all the companies, like, not going to do double bookings. Like, I'm not going to do a wedding Friday, a wedding Saturday, a wedding Sunday. I can't do it. Like, I can't. It's too stressful.
Do you use, like, for your scheduling, do you use, like, Outlook, Microsoft Outlook?
No, you're going to laugh. I wish I could show you. I have a...
The donut?
No, the donuts. Oh, wait, I don't have my book with me. I have a book. Everybody who knows me knows my book. I have this little book. It's a little planner, and there's everything in there. If I lost that book, I'd die. But I have it in there, and I have a pencil, so like I'll put anything that's pending or tentative. Like when we had this podcast, I wrote it in pencil because if anything happened, I just erase it. And when it's permanent, pen. And each month is color coded because I'm a little crazy. So like March is green.
Yes.
April's purple.
Let's go.
But I have that, and then I have like that calendar.
I was gonna say, I was like,
that's in my kitchen, a big one, a big dry erase one. That's in my kitchen, and then I have my online one with my father.
Oh, so, like just that both of you would
so
keep tabs
he could see,
on it.
so he can't double book me. So, like, clients will email me personally, and me and my father work together. So I'll say, okay, fill out this form so my dad will see it, and then I'll talk to them anyway, but it saves in the system. And if I'm just, like, they call me over Instagram or something, I'll write it in my book, and then I'll block the date off on the online calendar. So he's not calling me, like, I booked you for this event, which has happened before, and he would double book me, and I'm like, Dad, I have something coming in. And he's like, well, I didn't know. And I'm like, all right.
Look at the calendar.
Yeah, now I'm like, I just got to block it off. And then when it does come in, I put all the info in. So
that is awesome. I love that how you have like just a planner and you just no, that's sick. That's awesome because it's like, it keeps you organized. Sometimes like, you know, you need that because you have to see if you're getting booked. And sometimes you have to say no.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
sometimes,
I do.
Like, you have to. Just
I
because,
never double book. Like,
yeah.
It's
too
hard.
Much.
Yeah, like, I work for about, 12 different companies. So...
Holy shit, 12?
Yeah, around 12.
Damn.
Around 12.
I only work for one.
Most people do.
But not DJ.
It's good, though, because it keeps me busy and keeps them busy. But
I love that.
Good thing about all these companies and why my relationship is so good with all of them is because I'm organized in the sense of if you own a company and you called me, I'm available, and you booked me, that's it. I won't take another booking, even if it pays more money.
Oh, thank God.
Because I think but it's nice. Like, that's how it should be. And if, say something is coming in, right? And this other company calls me, like, this is a big event, and it's like something it could possibly be a big thing. I'll call that company and I'll just say, hey, listen, I have something else coming in. I'm already booked with you. If you can't find anybody or you really need me there, I'm there. Just letting you know I have something coming in. If they say yes, great, I'll take the other job. Fine. But if they say no, like, we need you, okay, great. Then the other job, just, sorry, I'm already booked.
Like, I'm already booked, but, just keep me scheduled on what other availabilities you have, and I'll keep you posted.
Exactly.
So you're busy.
Yeah, I'll have clients too. Like recently, I think my next available Saturday is November.
November?
Now. And I have like clients call for Saturday parties, and I keep my summer open because I work every day. The summer down the shore is really busy. So like clients will call and they'll be like, oh, we have a party coming in. I'm like, oh, I'm already booked. And they're like, well, we want you. And they'll do the same thing with my father.
Honored,
like, they'll call the company and they'll be like, well, we want Chelli. And he's like, she already has a wedding. And they're like, so? She can't do our party? And he's like, if she was booked with you and something else came in, would you want her to take another job? And they're like, no, we guess not. And he's like, right. So then, there's only one of her. She can't be at 5 places at once. So
that's already a lot as it is.
Yeah, and we just hire someone else. We have a good team of people.
Yeah, we have a good team.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too that I was thinking about. Okay, so you love the nightlife, right?
Yes.
I love
to boogie.
Yeah. You know that song? You're also busy. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm so behind with the trend of music, so I'm probably like...
It's an old song.
Oh, is it an old song?
Yeah, it's like, I love the nightlife. I love to book it.
Hey.
No?
Hey.
Okay, anyway.
Oh, wait.
You might know it.
I probably know. I just don't know the name of the song. I don't...
It's called I Love the Nightlife.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who is it by?
Oh, shit. I'm going to get a lot of shit for this because I can't remember her name.
But yeah, you know the song, though.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Crop.
So,
anyway.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Probably after this, we'll look into it. So, you love the nightlife. You're busy, like, pretty much like every day at this point. How is it like with your sleep schedule though?
Oh, what is sleep?
Oh shit.
No, never.
Never sleep. My God.
Ever. I
need sleep.
Me and my best friend, he's the same way. He never sleeps. We never ever sleep. Like
Holy mother.
When I tell you, say I work in the summer, I literally work 7 days a week and then doubles on the weekends. We don't, because you think I have a job. I'll work from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. and then 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and then 11 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Damn.
And then the same thing all over again. By the time I get home, it's 6, 7 a.m. And then I got to get up by 9 to be at the job by 12. So most of the time, I don't sleep. The other day, I was up for 58 hours. Yeah.
58 hours? Oh my God. Doesn't it feel like, don't you like feel tired at times?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what keeps you going though? Like, what's...
Coffee.
Now I understand. I understand. I was going to say coffee. There has to be another thing too. I feel like too, because of your passion.
I was just going to say, I think because I love it.
And coffee. You
and
can't
coffee.
go and coffee, yeah.
Yes. Weirdly enough, I love coffee, but I don't really need it. Like, if I forget, I just forget.
You just forget.
Yeah, like, it's not like, oh my God, I need coffee, but
you're always on the constant go.
Always
like,
on
so
the
it's
go.
Already kind of like a habit, like, for you to constantly just have no sleep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Never.
I need sleep. I need, like...
I know.
Like, at least 6 hours.
That's why, like, say, yesterday my gig got canceled, so I was like, oh my God, I get to sleep. So I went to bed at 6 a.m., but my niece woke me up because I stayed by my sister. So, but if she wasn't there, I probably would have slept till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's hard sometimes, like when I do get to sleep. So say a Monday, I could sleep till 4. It's hard because my clients, when I try to email them, they're all done for the day, but I'm starting my day.
Oh,
you know, so
yeah.
like to reach out to a client, no one wants to talk after 6 o'clock.
After 6 o'clock, yeah,
because they're eating dinner, they're done, they're winding down,
with their families and whatever. Yeah,
and my day's just getting started. So that's the only thing. That's why I can't really sleep, because I have to get up to do all the office work.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then you go into the performance where you just have to come in and make sure you got the crowd flowing with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is a lot. See, this is why I had to kind of ask you about this, because sometimes I feel like you would see DJs and then, you know, you just don't think about it. You just hear the music and you vibe out. But sometimes, like, you know, just knowing you for quite some time, and I know you DJ'd for quite a bit, I always thought about, like, you know, I feel like behind the scenes, it's a lot. Like, especially, like, your schedule is, you know, I can't remember, like, seeing a schedule where you're just not having a rest. You know what I mean? It's constant. It's constant.
It's constant. It's constant. Yeah. Even when
I respect that for you to do.
I love it.
That's crazy.
You know what? I hate not being busy. Like, I like having my days off, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I just always have to do something.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I just like I'm always
on the go,
on the
fly.
And I think because I've done this for so long, I'm like. It's
for
always
years.
an itch. Like, I'm itching. I'm always, like, reaching out for work.
Yeah.
I'm always emailing other places to see if they want a DJ. I mean, they're so hurt.
Yeah.
People are always like, oh, you're always reaching out to new places. I'm like, yeah, because what are they going to say? No? Well, at least I know.
At least you know, right?
Whatever. Like, there's never any...
You're also traveling, too.
Yeah.
You're like, I feel like you also like to travel.
I love to travel.
You ever like... I don't know if you ever DJ'd in, like... You should try DJing, like, different countries.
Oh, I would love that. I'll actually be in Florida DJing down there in, like, 3 weeks. That's going to be cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Where in Florida, though? Naples and Fort Lauderdale. And maybe Miami. Like, when I'm down there, I'll make the trip. I don't want to do Ultra. That's not my thing. Ultra Festival. I don't know if you know what that is. No, it's like... I think it's around this time when they do Ultra,
I think it's this week.
You performed?
No. It's not... I don't really... I'm not a festival person, weirdly enough. I think, like... When I was younger, I did 1 or 2, but like I said, I'm not a crowd. Like, I like to go and enjoy and dance and have fun. You can't dance at festivals. It's just like you're crowded like this, and
it depends on like who's performing too. So like if you see like
you're
good.
I didn't mean to kick that.
No, you're good. It's like one of those things too where when you see someone that's big, I don't know, like Diplo. Like I think you've heard who Diplo is, right?
Who's Diplo?
He's like one of those. Like,
just kidding.
Wow, why did I like? Shut up. I'm like, they're like, well, Diplo is.
Well, Diplo's a DJ.
He's a DJ.
What's a DJ?
It's a disc jockey, right? Disc jockey.
Disc jockey.
See, I had to study that too because I didn't know.
Did you really? You didn't know what DJ stood for?
No. Oh. Well, actually, I think someone told me, and then it just
maybe I did.
It's probably you. And my ear was just like, yeah, and then just.
Well, who would really kind of know? Nobody knows what a disc is anymore. A CD, it's a fossil at this point.
Right at this point, yeah. But I do like the disc though, because it just has like the.
I still use them in my car. I have a CD book. People come in, they're like, "What is this?" I was like, "Shut up."
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me.
And the CD book.
Yeah, but I do like the CDs because it's just like a classic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always go to like some music stores that have like the old school like
the records.
Like the records.
Yeah,
like
well that's coming back. Everybody likes the records, the record player.
For the aesthetics.
I mean, back in the day, it sounded a lot crisper. They're not exactly the same, but. Mm-hmm. It's still cool. It's still dope, yeah. Like it's just nice to have, you know what I mean? Cool. And then when you finally, have like a record player and you play it, it's just like you just feel like at home. Yeah, you know I should invest in one. That's actually something I don't have.
I thought you would have one.
No, I have a big pink gumball machine.
Ooh, wait, a pink gumball machine?
My whole apartment is pink. The whole thing. My kitchen. You're kidding, I have a Hello Kitty toaster.
No
I have
way.
A big pink gumball machine. I have disco balls.
I'm so glad I asked what your favorite color was because
it's pink.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, not right now. Whatever, but
folks, we had to.
Pink aesthetic.
Pink aesthetic. I love that. I have to see. You have to show me what your whole.
Oh my God, I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you after this.
Yeah, show me because I'm like kind of shocked. Like walls are pink.
Yes, my bed is this big pink fur.
Yo,
the bedroom is
that's
pink.
Crazy.
Everything.
But you're never home though.
No, I'm never home.
So, yeah.
My neighbors too. They're like, "You're never home." I'm like, "No."
Yeah. So it's just like you just like left all the pink there. Well, it's nice when you go back.
Home.
Yeah. When you go back, you're like, yes, like everything's like nice and tidy, anyways.
Yeah, because I'm never there, so everything's always clean.
Yeah, everything's always clean. Maybe a little few dust here and there, when you get back, but still.
Sweet.
Yeah, but still, like, having, like, a themed pink overall.
Yeah, the whole place. If I wind up buying it, I'm going to just paint the whole entire place pink.
Yo.
The whole thing.
Just do it at this point.
Hello
Kitty. Yeah, a Hello Kitty toaster.
Yeah, and it puts her face on the toast.
What?
Yes, yes.
Where do you get this? I'm curious.
CVS had like a whole Hello Kitty stuff. I love Hello Kitty. Yeah, they did. And like I was looking for this toaster for years and it's so expensive on like eBay and I'm like, I ain't paying for that. And then I went to CVS one day, I was like, it's freaking here. It's like $15. I was like, I'm buying it.
Of all places.
Of all places, CVS.
CVS of all places. My sister, she's not in, I think she's, when she was little though. She has all these Hello Kitty dolls. Everything, like just Sanrio.
Mm-hmm.
She had like what's that called again? Like the like a little tent hut thing. So like your bed, and then she has like a little
canopy.
Canopy,
I have that on my bed. It's a pink one.
Oh man, I really gotta
show
see.
You pictures.
Yeah, after. But that's actually kind of cool though when you have like an all themed pink.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I don't know if I can withstand all that. That'd be
my dad comes over. He's like, I hate coming here.
Yeah, right. He's just like, what the heck is happening? Why is it
so bright? It's too girly
for
me.
It's too bright. And then he's probably like, but I can't judge you.
He knows. My grandma came over because she used to live in the city and she had a pink kitchen. I was like, Grandma, I have a pink kitchen. You gotta come over. And she did. She's like, oh, this feels like when I was back in the day. She's like, it really is pink in here. And I was like, I know, I love it.
You know, she probably had like those. I want to say it's like a light pink.
Probably.
You know, because it's probably like back in the day. It's
yeah.
probably like a floral, like light pink, but like floral roses or something like that.
I would love that.
Just do it. Yeah, because literally, like at this point, you have all pink. You might as well just
I'm gonna show you.
You gotta show me. But anyway, I know we got sidetracked.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So basically, like, because we talk about your DJ lifestyle, we talk about what the behind the scenes are.
Yeah.
Tell me like what would be I guess like as for novice DJs, what skill sets like do you need in order to have a successful DJ career? I mean, I know you're still you're still like in it, but you already have 15 year experience as a DJ.
Yeah.
Any like advice or skill sets that you need in order to?
Yes, 100%. That's a great question. I think there's a few. So I would say one is to know your music. That's a big one. Know your music and know your crowd. So, and also don't be scared to play old music So if your crowd is like 40 plus, that's a bad example. If your crowd is like 50 or 60 plus, you're not going to be playing Lil Uzi.
No.
No, you're going to be playing...
We'll play Michael Bublé.
They would like some Bublé.
Would like Bublé or like
in the beginning, yes, but disco, 80s.
Oh, disco, yes, like...
Oh, I love disco. That's my favorite.
Yeah, Jackson 5 would be a good one.
Jackson 5, ABBA, Bee Gees.
Yes, the Bee Gees.
80s, anything, but you have to know when to play that stuff, like when to play. Push It, that's like 40s, 40 and up, maybe 30 and up. Push It's a really good one. But
I feel like when you maybe like I might be wrong, but you can attest to this if you can. Maybe when you walk into a crowd, right? Maybe like the first time you go in there, I think probably if I'm wrong or if I'm right, first thing you would probably do is look at who your environment is, right? Yeah.
That's probably
the first thing you would do.
Read the room. You have to know your people. So you have to know like what that crowd would like and what would get them going, and where you. I've been doing it so long, so I kind of just know. And if you're a DJ, you should know. So I would say definitely know your music, know your clientele, know when to play, what to play. What else? Know your equipment. I think that's a big one.
Yeah.
I know a lot of DJs, especially now, and I actually was thinking about this the other day. I hate this. DJs don't mix anymore. They just don't mix.
I can see that.
And it's so frustrating, and that's actually one of the biggest compliments I get is, wow, your mixing is so good. It's because my dad taught me. I didn't learn with a computer. There was no computers when I started. So I had to listen. You had to listen, and you had to count, and you had to know your BPM. I don't know if you know what that is.
I think I've heard of it.
Beats per minute.
Beats
so
per
like
minute, right? Yeah,
each song has a BPM. So if it's at 128, that's normally a club song, and then 98 is more hip hop. So you could like, as an experienced DJ, you could mix both, but you would not have to know when the beginning of the song is, when the end of the song is. You have to know when to mix it.
It's like a transition.
It's
right?
Right, transition. Right, exactly. All right, Jen, you're getting it.
No. So how I know is because, first of all, when you don't have transitions, it's gonna ruin the vibe. Like sometimes, like I remember when Paris Hilton's a DJ.
I know.
So when this is when she first started as a DJ. I think she DJ'd at the Harrah's, like the Pool After Dark. You know that place, Pool After Dark. So this is when I think she was like, 4 months into DJing. I could be wrong, but I remember I think she was new to DJing at the time, and like her music was like the music that she was playing was decent. You know what I mean? But I think like her transitions were like kind of like
because she just started.
Because she just started, yeah. And then
I sucked. I was terrible. My mixes were awful.
Yeah, because you were trying to figure out, like, you think about it. Yeah, you didn't know. You know what I mean? And I remember one point, I think she, like, the song or the music just stopped completely. And she was like, sorry, guys, a little bit of technical difficulties. And then
at least she was honest.
Yeah, at least she was being honest. And she revamped, like, the music. But then it kind of killed, like, a lot of people's, like, vibe
usually
at that point.
Yeah.
So that actually, I think, played a big factor with transitioning. That's why I also... EDMs is another one. Like,
it's the easiest to mix.
It's the easiest to mix because they be mixing. Because the beats is always like...
It's club.
Yeah, it's club. So, like, they try to flow with the beat, and then they can just play around, you know what I mean?
That's why I say it's easier. Like, DJs now don't mix because they're visually watching the wavelengths. So if you're on your laptop, you can see the wavelengths for both songs. So if each song is 128... you can line them up visually. That doesn't necessarily mean that they mix together.
They're going to flow together.
And it happens a lot, and I see it because a lot of these DJs are visually watching. They're not listening, and they don't even have headphones. And I get so aggravated because I'm like, how do you... My headphones are constantly on. I never take them off, ever. And I always have to have at least one because I have to listen. And if it doesn't sound right, I'm like, no, it doesn't sound right. And these DJs... they're visually, so if it doesn't sound right, they don't care, or they just cut it. So instead of mixing smoothly, they'll just know exactly where the drop is and when to put the next song up, which it doesn't necessarily sound bad, but it's not smooth.
Right.
It's not smooth.
It's
And
not smooth.
I'm a big looper.
Yeah.
So that's another compliment I get. My friend Jack, he's starting to learn how to DJ, and he's like, "You're the only DJ I know that loops." So like, I'll have the beat from one song, and I'll just loop it over and over again, and bring the next song in. So the background will be looped, and I'll slowly fade it out because it doesn't sound messy.
Ooh,
it sounds smooth.
That's
and
smooth.
he's like, "You're the only one I know that does that." I'm not. Other DJs do that, but
from his
right, because other DJs now don't, because they're so used to visually watching.
Yeah.
And disco songs are the hardest to mix.
Yeah.
And any DJ can vouch for that, because they were recorded live. So there wasn't, it was always faster and slower. So there's a song by The Emotions called Best of My Love. You would know it if you heard it.
Probably if
That's
I heard it,
one of the hardest songs to mix, because it goes from slower to faster, all the same. It's not like a slow song like Donna Summer starts slow and then dancing.
Dancing, right, yeah.
It's just recorded badly, as in BPM wise.
Yeah.
It's a very, very hard song to mix. If you can mix that, you can mix anything. That's a really hard song to mix.
Damn. That's actually impressive, especially like the details of like the mixes that you follow, because you're right. I feel like the visions are an attribute, right? But you need to have the hearing.
You have to hear
it. That's what you're.
That's what DJing
that's
is.
DJs do. You're supposed to hear the music and feel it.
Yes, and I showed my cousin. I was a teacher. She's like, I want to learn. So I was like, okay. So she was learning, trying to get the hang of it. Okay. Yeah. And then I shut the laptop, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Play now." And she's like, "What?" I said, "Play now." And she's like, "I can't do that." I said, "That's DJing.
That's DJing.
That's DJing. If you didn't have a laptop, you would have to listen." And she's like, "Wow, this is really, really hard." I'm like,
eye-opening, folks.
That's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
But
the laptop is just like an additional asset.
It is.
But you need to have like the what's it called?
The ear.
The ear, because the ear is really the most important piece. Really,
it's
the
listening,
most important piece. Yeah, just because you need to hear the counts, you need to hear the flow.
Yeah.
If you especially want to do a smooth transition, you have to kind of like flow. I kind of do it the same way, not with DJing, but I do it with like my vlogs. Like with my travel contents. Mainly, like I know a lot of vloggers or people that do their travel contents. They do a lot of talking, which is fine because it's that's their theme.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, for me it's like I do a little bit of talking, but I have more like the visuals. But I want my visuals to match the music. Right. To make it more aesthetically ready and entertaining, you know what I mean? Because and then you also have to find the right theme for the music too, because of where you are location wise. But I get what you mean, because sometimes I feel like the music really plays a big part on what you have going, like a YouTube video, you know what I mean? So I get it. Like that to me, I think you're right. It's one of those things where you need to have the details first, and you have to craft that in order for you to be a good DJ. A phenomenal DJ basically at that point. So I feel you on that. You ever heard of maybe you probably wouldn't know. You ever heard of Vaporwave?
I don't know.
Vaporwave? You would love it, because when you said loop, it already in my mind I was already like, yeah.
Is that what you thought too?
Yeah. He's probably like smiling, just like, either I'm here or I'm just staying quiet, guys.
Behind the scenes.
But no, it's basically like, oh man, they would take samples from either the 80s, 70s. Okay. And they also have it in branches. I think Vaporwave has it in like...
Are they producers?
I think so. Okay. They more like, because they play around with the music. So they would take like samples. Like say they would take, I don't know, a Jackson 5 song or a Michael Jackson song, to be honest. And they can either speed up the song. Okay. But the cool thing of what I liked about it was the fact that when they start the song, they fade in first. Okay. So like they kind of like, but they loop that lyric. Okay. Like that lyric, but then they keep flowing with the beat. With the
Interesting.
Lyric. Yeah.
Okay.
So they fade. Oh, you gotta
send it to me.
Yeah, I gotta show you. After this, I'll show it to you. But it's something I think you would enjoy, just because in terms of like how they're creative with the sample. Like in a nice like original song, take like, I don't know, like a sentence from a song. Okay. And the music, revamp it with their beats. But and they make it like,
you have to send it to me. I want to take a listen. On my drive home, I'll listen.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, because like they have like future funk. You've already heard future funk. No. What?
I'm out of the loop. Sorry, people.
No, I'm out of the loop because remember that song you told me originally? Probably have heard of it, but I just was like, nope, clueless. My brain's like fried at this point.
Yeah. I don't know.
So you gotta definitely listen to that.
Yeah, send me those.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I do have like one more question before we wrap it up.
Wait, before I forget, there was one more thing I wanted to say about.
Yes, go for it.
New DJs learning or whatever.
Like the new skill sets.
Yes,
Or what to be a good DJ.
Yes, I think another thing. So I said knowing your music, knowing your clients, knowing when to play, what to play, knowing your equipment. And I think another one, I'm probably missing so many, but another good one is don't step on anybody's toes. So meaning I worked in this industry for so long, and like I said, I worked for 12 different companies.
Yeah.
It's because I don't steal other accounts. So if I'm working for you at a club, right, and the owner really likes me, and they're like, well, we want you. We don't want to deal with the company. We want you. And I'm like, well, sorry, you got to go through them in order to hire me. Most DJs would say, hell yeah, I'll do it for cheaper. And they'd rather make the money on their own instead of giving that company a cut or whatever. Because say the company's charging, I'm just making up this, $400 for a bar, right? They're going to take either $50 or $100, whatever. So most DJs would be like, why are they taking this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I can make that $300 on my own anyway, so screw the company. No, you don't do that. Because then you lose your relationship with that company who could potentially give you more work. And you kind of screwed yourself over because now this bar wants you're there every week, you lose yourself on other jobs, then that bar gets bored of you, and it's not like you're a sucky DJ, it's just it gets very repetitive. So like when a bar comes up to me and they're like, well, we want you here every Saturday, I'm like, no you don't. You don't want me here every Saturday. Well, we like you. I'm like, yeah, you like me now, but if I'm here every Saturday, you're not going to like me anymore.
Right.
Well, why? I'm like, because not that I play the same thing over and over again or the same set, which I don't, but I have the same style. So it'll get repetitive.
Yeah, you
for
need
your
to...
regulars, like you got to mix it up. So have me here one Thursday every month, one Saturday every month.
That's
You'll
perfect.
love me, and people will come back if your clientele likes me. Your staff won't get bored of me. That's how it should be. So you can't, like with weddings too. So if I'm DJing a wedding for another company, I give out their business cards. I don't give out my own. So they'll call the company, say, hey, we had this girl DJ, we really liked her, we want her for our 40th birthday party. So they'll call me, they'll book me, they make their cut, whatever they got, I'll be happy with whatever I make, and I go and do the job. So that's how it works. But a lot of DJs now, they don't understand how that is. So if a wedding DJ, like if I'm not booked and I'm going through a company, or the company has to make money. That's how the companies make money. And I understand that because I've been in this business for so long. Yeah. DJs now don't understand that. So they're going to charge their rate for what which is fine. If they charge $1,500 for a wedding and that's what they want, that's what they want, I get it. But you have to understand, as a company, the company needs to make money too. So we can't charge $2,500 for a basic wedding because you want $1,500. If you do, fine, that's great. Okay, then the client wants it, great, that's what they charge, whatever. But you have to understand that if we wanted to charge $1,500, you have to make a little less, which a lot of DJs are going to disagree with me with this, but if they own a company, they'll understand. But that means if you get $1,000 out of the $1,500 I charge, just saying, I don't make the $500, but if I give you $1,000, I keep $500 as the company, okay, we're going to give you more work. So, you're going to...
Constant flow.
Yeah.
You get constant flow.
That's why I work for so many companies, because I get that. Yeah. I tell them what I want. They get me what I want. They charge whatever they want. Yeah. Fine. That's how it's supposed to be. Then I do the job, and then they call me back. So everybody's happy and everybody makes money. That's what I said to my dad when we first started working, was back in the 90s, it was very exclusive. You couldn't work for anybody else. You work for this company, and that's it. Okay. But as time was changing and DJs were becoming more independent, it became, well, why can't I work for them? And my dad's like, well, no, you have to just work for me. And I'm like, but if I work for this guy and I get paid this much, you get your cut still, they get their cut, and I get paid whatever I want. what's the difference? We're all making money. Everybody's happy. All making money.
Yeah.
He's like, I never thought about it that way. I'm like, that's just how it is. So that's how it started.
It's also a generation thing too, because I feel like, again, like you said, it's exclusive at the time. So I guess at the time your dad didn't have like that luxury, but now in this era, and there's more technology nowadays, more opportunities nowadays. The opportunity is right there to go to multiple companies. Yeah. And build relationships, and you get more money, and you're having fun with it because you're passionate with it.
And you get more work, you get a good relationship with the companies, but you can't step on toes. So like that's what I was basically saying. Is like you can't work for a company and then screw them over, because then you get blacklisted in the industry, and you don't want that. You also, another thing, you don't shit where you eat. Sorry if I can't curse on your podcast.
This is a raw podcast.
Okay,
so
good.
I think I already cussed, I think.
All right, good. So my big thing is don't shit where you eat. So don't date, don't hook up, don't do anything with somebody you work with. I think that should be in general. At work sometimes that's great, but this is a very tight, close industry. Yeah. So it's like
everybody knows within the industry.
And I don't want that. I don't want that reputation. I don't want that. Like, what happens if I dated a bartender at a bar I worked at and it didn't work out? And then he's there when I'm DJing. It's just awkward and weird. Like, I don't want to deal with that. This is my job. Yeah. This is my job. I don't want to, no. So I always say don't shit where you eat.
Yeah. I feel the same way, like, in general at my work. And again, everyone has, like, their own preferences. Yeah. Right? Like, for me, I can't, like, even, like, date somebody from my own work. Because I feel like it will just interfere what I need to do. It's a lot of a distraction, you know what I mean? So I always keep it mutual with everybody, because I feel like if it works, it works.
Right.
But I just can't take that risk. Like, my job's on the line, and I want to make sure, like, I'm doing well, you know what I mean? And if something with a relationship comes into the play and it interferes, not just me, but, that other person too, that that I've had like an attraction to, right, it's going to be a problem on both our ends.
I think so too. So I think that's a big thing. Like, don't shit where you eat. I also think show up. Like, don't not show up for a job. The reliability is a big thing. Absolutely. And I don't really drink while I work. Like, at private events, never, ever. I will never drink at a wedding. No, that's a big no. Even if I know them, I'm friends with them, I won't. A bar, I won't normally, unless I've been at the bar for a long time. Like, I just DJ'd this new place. They're like, you can have a drink. Like, drink. It's fine. It's on us. And I was like, no, I'm okay. Like, I'm good with water. That's personal, like a personal preference. Personal preference, yeah. Because a lot of DJs do. Honestly, if you came, like, just say you came to see me and you're like, Chelli, I bought you a drink. Great. Buy me a drink. Get the bar money. I don't care. I'm not going to drink it. I'll leave it. Be like, thank you. You know, I'll leave it there. If it's at a new bar. You know, I always say to my friends, buy me a drink. I don't care. And it's terrible. But the bar makes money. And then I'm like, all right, maybe I'll drink it later or I'll sip on it. But I just...
But the cool thing about that is because it looks good, too. That's another thing. Because again, it's a personal thing. So it's really not like a strategic. That's just you.
That's just me. Yeah. I find it more like a professional thing. Like I said, this is a job to me. You're not gonna be drinking at your day job at the computer. And
they see that. So when they see that, they're just like, wow, this woman is respectful. She, even when we offer her, she's really focused more on her job and she's passionate with it. We want her. You know what I mean? And that creates really like good relationships with multiple places. You know what I mean? That's why you're with like different places all the time. And then I'll be like, where is she this time?
I'm everywhere.
Yeah, I think one time like you were in like New York City or something, and then you were like
Pennsylvania,
PA. You were in PA, probably PA, AC or something like that.
Yeah, I did. Man. There was one day. It was last September. I DJ'd something, and then I had to go to Philly. I DJ'd Tiffany's, and then from Tiffany's I had to go to Wildwood.
God damn!
And then from Wildwood I came, or the other day. Polar Plunge. This was like 2 weeks ago. I had to DJ Polar Plunge, so that was in Seaside from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then I had to be in Newark. I started at like 3:30 to 7, and then from Newark to New York, I started from 9 to 2 a.m.
God, that's disgusting.
So it was like Seaside, Newark, New York, and it's like boom, boom, boom. I've also done weddings like 3 hours away.
Yo,
and you just
I don't even think I could last.
I love to drive. I love, especially at night when there's no traffic, no rush hour. I love to drive. I love road trips, so the driving never really bothered me.
It's your inner peace.
It is.
I feel like it's like your only time to be having that quiet, alone time.
It does get, like, I do try not to fall asleep driving because I do never sleep, so driving sometimes, like,
puts you to sleep because you're on a long trip. I feel you. I understand.
If I didn't, like, say I did that triple, right? If I didn't have to drive, if I had a personal driver, it would save me so much, because then I could sleep in the car. And then I could get work done in the car. So if I'm like, shit, if I had a personal driver, that would be like...
Did you ever try finding one? You should. Honestly,
I was thinking about it.
I honestly think, listen, in my mind, 14 years is enough. I'm good. I did all I could by myself. It's time. I deserve a personal driver.
I was thinking about it. Like,
should.
Either I was supposed to call someone today as a personal assistant. I think I was ready for a personal assistant. Because, like I said, if I slept during the day and she took care of my emails and phone calls for me, that'd really save me stuff too. And it'd probably get me more work, because sometimes I miss, like, calling the client. I'm like, shit, I forgot to call because I was sleeping. So if I had somebody to do that for me, but I think too it's hard because they want to talk to me as the DJ. They want to speak with you,
right?
So it's like
it's kind of tough, but I feel like it would be a lot, because when you're so busy and you're getting all these phone calls and you're so busy, at least someone can pick it up, like an assistant would pick it up.
Like my dad does. So like if my dad answers the phone, like people be like, a man answered the phone. I'm like, oh, that's my father. We work together. You know? And I used to say like he was my manager or my boss or whatever, but then I'm like, I think it's better to just say he's my father. Like, it's more personal. People are like, oh, you and your dad? I'm like, yeah. And then I wind up getting more of the job instead of saying my manager's gonna call. And I'm like, I'm just gonna say my dad. I don't care. And that's another thing too. It's like me and some other girl were talking about this. She's busy. Her name is Crystal. She's a drummer. Amazing woman. That's woman. Dope. She works her ass off. But I don't remember if it was her or somebody else, but we were talking about how when people, oh no, it was someone else, but anyway, Crystal's amazing. Anyway, so we were talking about that we're so busy that when people email us, we'll email them back and they won't follow up. And to be honest, we're so busy that if you don't email us back,
you're not going to get any answers from us.
And then they'll call us like 3 weeks later, like, hey, we forgot to email you back. And we're like, we already booked that date. Like, we didn't hear from you for like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah. But that's their accountability, because they forgot.
Yeah, or we'll follow up too. Like I had one time, I know I'm kind of ranting, but I had one time this client, she called me in February for a party or something. I don't really remember. Emailed her, sent her a contract, texted her, called her. She never called back. And I was like, all right, she's not going to book. That's fine. She found somebody else. Whatever. Cool. In May, she texted me, hey, I'm so sorry. I've been busy. I'm like, what? And she's like, oh,
I've been busy.
So are you coming for that party? And I was like, absolutely not. Like, and she's like, really? Like, she kind of got snippy. And I was like, no offense, ma'am, but I called you, emailed you, and texted you, and you never replied. And I told you I had 2 other jobs that day already. I said, so I took them because you never got back to me.
Never got back to me.
And she's like, oh, well, can you find me somebody else? And I said, no, because I'm not dealing with clients like that.
Yeah.
You know who to deal with and who not to deal with that have been in this so long. That's someone you don't even want to be bothered with. Like, go with someone else. I don't want the stress. Because then what happens if the day of the party you never called? The DJ I hired doesn't know what music to play, like what equipment, where your address is. Like, just saying, but... No. So you have to pick your clients too. Like, you know who to work with and who not to work with. I've had experiences, especially being a female. Yeah.
But again, you're so busy with your own accounts that's like the client's duty. If you want to get a DJ, you have to initiate and communicate in order for you to get some sort of booking on that date that you need. Again, you have your own responsibilities. Your job is already doing a lot as it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just the little end of it. If you don't respond, I'm not going to respond to you. Right. Like, that's it, period. I already have other clients I got to move forward to. Right. So, again, that's like folks, that's the lifestyle of a DJ. That's literally behind
hustle.
the scenes. Literally hustle. Literally hustle.
And don't
guys.
step on toes.
Exactly. So last question.
Okay.
Top 3 DJs that in your lifetime that inspired you. It could be anybody. It could be, DJs that you met in person, that big DJs that are just huge.
Okay.
Yeah, what are your top 3?
Definitely I would say number 1 is my dad. He is by far the best DJ I've ever heard. I know it's probably a little biased, but it's true.
Well, you grew up and learned through him since 14.
Yeah,
basically.
It's true.
So
but he, like I said, he DJ'd Parade Day, and he had them dancing. I didn't have them dancing. He had them dancing, and he's just. He's incredible. He is incredible. He's the best DJ I've ever heard. His mixing, his music choices. He's really, really good. And then I would say my sister, she doesn't DJ anymore, but she was one of the first female DJs I said before.
Yeah.
She's incredible. Incredible. And then as a big DJ, this is typical, but Tiesto, love him. He actually...
Solid. That's solid.
He actually played live when I saw him. He was smiling, and I just he loved his job, and I think he's so good.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Tiesto, the reason why how he's a popular person, because like you said, he actually fundamentally knows the mixes.
Yeah,
he knows how to draw a crowd.
Yeah,
he has the body language, knowing that he's actually just doing it all on his own without just having the visuals. So I can see why like Tiesto would be up there on your list. You know what I mean?
He was very good. He's a DJ I would actually pay to see because he's entertaining and fun, and he was great. So I would say, I guess that's my top 3. I would say. That's
your top 3?
Yeah.
Those are good top 3s because like again the first 2, you've known them for the longest times, but because of them, they allowed you to go into the DJ world, the DJ industry. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's probably other reasons why you got into it too, but I think those 2 in particular put you on the map.
Definitely,
that had that vision and that knowledge, and that's why where you're at now. Your own style. You're confident with the uniqueness of how you mix. You're confident with what you do, and you know how to handle a crowd. And you've been through it for already almost like 15 years.
Yeah, forever.
Basically.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, but that's why like I was happy to have you on the show. You know what I mean?
Because I was happy to be here.
Yeah, no. First of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, yeah. Because I always say like sometimes when you look at a DJ, when you look at a DJ. You see them, and a lot of people will probably ignore it because they're just thinking about the music and the vibe. But DJs do play a big impact, especially at a bar, at a club, anywhere. Because without them, you wouldn't be at the bars. You'd be just there with nothing. No music, no song, no rhythm.
I always say to my wedding clients, the most important things are your DJ, your entertainment, and your food.
Yes.
Those are 2 things people will always remember. Everything's important, flowers and everything, but they won't remember the flowers. They won't remember your centerpieces. They won't remember your bridesmaid dress colors. They'll always remember your entertainment and the food. If the food sucks, they're going to talk about it forever. Oh, the food sucked there, or the wedding food sucked, or the music sucked, the DJ sucked, the MC was too involved. Those are the 2 things people will always talk about. Food. So I always say, and I think photographers are very important too, but that's not for your guests. Your guests are going to be the ones talking about it forever. Yeah. So I always say those are the 2 most important things.
And that's why you understood the experiences of a DJ, just going through all those.
Yeah.
I can't believe. Yeah. Now that I think about it, food would definitely.
See? You've been to weddings, right?
Yeah,
if the food sucks, you're like, this food sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk. Yeah. They literally just talk about how either good or bad the food is, or how good or bad the music was.
See, as a guest, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
I actually have a wedding coming up next Friday, so now
where at? Do you know?
I think it's on. Oh my God, is it in Perth? Is it Perth Amboy? No. It's somewhere there. I think somewhere in that.
Is it at a venue?
It's definitely at a venue.
Message me later. If you remember, I'll tell you if the food's good or not.
Okay, absolutely. I'll look into it because all I know is the fact I just remembered a wedding was coming up. Okay. So now I'm just gonna just observe now to see how the food and the music.
Married. And having babies.
Oh God, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yes. But anyway, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me very much.
Of course. And also shout out to my helper behind the scenes. Not going to mention his name, but shout out to you. Appreciate you for helping me out, and appreciate DJ Chelli for coming out too. Make sure to check out her Instagram, and make sure to check out her website as well, okay?
Thank you.
Yes. Thanks. And thank you guys for watching. See you guys on episode 16.
Bye.